So this is a different video that I'm doing. It's more of a commentary, and I want to start off with if this does well, I would do more of this. The reason I'm doing this is because I know some people are, you know, dealing with the same things I was dealing with back then, but dealing with them now, and some advice could be helpful, and I want to be able to help. Um, I'm 20 years old, and I have, you know, dealt with quite a bit of loss. Uh, when I mean loss is death, not financial loss or anything like that. Like I have dealt with that, but like it's not. No, I can't say that I've dealt with like $1 million loss or anything like that. It's more of a a few bucks here and there. Um, but the next thing is how do you deal with a loss? And I have some insight on it. I'm still trying to figure it out a little bit still, but the first few years, I can tell you, hey, this is, what's probably going to happen, and, this is how you should navigate it and stuff like that. So, um, I would say this the two losses I did have was my grandpa, which is pretty normal, but the way he died was not normal. He died because of drunk driver. He was on his motorcycle and he was like one corner turn away from his home. So it was not, you know, like I wish he just got home that night, you know, unscathed. It would have been great, but also at the same time that death shaped me, you know. So another death that shaped me was my best friend, and that one's coming up on 3 years here on August 25th. He passed away, and it was kind of all of a sudden. I will admit that he passed because of complications of a like a sinus fungal infection that spread. So it really, sucks. Especially because doctors could have prevented it, but that's the thing, could have, and like remind myself that it could have been prevented, but it didn't. And I, gotta understand. That's the first advice I'll give to you. I gotta understand a could have is not reality. It's something that, could have happened, but it didn't. So can't dawn on that too much. And you gotta understand, you know, life gives you the hands that you have. You gotta, say, okay, fuck it, and get back to work, get back to, living, get back to, you know, doing what you gotta do. Um, I'm not telling you, you gotta muscle your way through it. No, you can sit down, but don't sit there and just not, you know, work on what you gotta work on. There's still things you gotta do. So don't don't hold yourself back. And that's my biggest advice to you guys is don't hold yourself back. When things like this happen, it may knock you on your ass, but you're going to be fine. As long as you keep going, they're gonna be above and rooting for you. Um, Second piece of advice would be don't push people that are trying to be there for you. Um, I did push away my dad when my best friend died because I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to do shit. I just for straight up for a month and a half, 2 months, I did not say a whole lot. You know, I think during that time, the only time my dad would actually hear me talk was when we went up to his funeral. But that was just to pass some time. It wasn't even like actual talks that we used to do. Um, so don't try to push people away. Just tell them, hey, just give me some time. You know, and they're probably gonna understand. If they don't, that's on them. But you're gonna have to be like, look, just give me some time, but don't push them away. If you do need help, reach out to them and be like, hey, I need some help. You know, it's okay. You're not, humans are not supposed to do things alone. So we're very much of a, supposed to be in a pack. We're very social creatures. Um, but we will regret pushing certain people away, and I do. Um, my dad, uh, at the time girlfriend, she's now my ex. A lot of it was, we had issues. I talked to my friend about it, but when he died, I had nobody else to talk to. And that's the thing is I threw myself into gym, getting my life, sorted out. So like I did not put, time for her. Even, even though I was grieving, I still should have, done what I needed to, but I did not. So again, if they're watching this, I'm sorry. You know, I hope you are doing well. Uh, and then my dad, I've talked to him about it. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry for that time. He was like, I understand, because he's gone through losses, and he did tell me, hey, he was like, don't try to be him though, because he did see me try to become my grandpa, but that's just because I looked up to him, and don't try to become somebody that you're not. It's and this is my third thing, that death is gonna shape you. It may shape you to something better, it may shape you to something worse, but at the end of the day, it's gonna shape you. You're not gonna be naive about certain things anymore. You're gonna learn. You're gonna live and learn. That's why that saying's out is live and learn. You gotta live and learn. Um, and death is one of those things that you have to live through. You know, your your friends, your mom, your dad, your grandpa, anybody close to you, you're gonna have to deal with it, and it's okay. It's gonna shape you, but try to make it, shape you into something better, shape you into something that you can say that you're proud of. That you're not gonna be like, man, I should have done this or should have done that. Don't do that. Just be like, look, what do I gotta do right now? What is the thing that I have to focus on right now? You know, and at that time, I should have done that. But the only thing I just said, I was like, I want to distract myself. Don't do that. All right, do not drink. Do not distract yourself from it. Don't drink. Don't try to lift heavy ass weights that you should not be fucking lifting. Because at the end of the day, that's gonna either get you hurt or even worse. So be careful, guys. Be careful. But how you should let it shape you is go, okay, this is the values that they taught me. This is what I should keep on. You know, and keep pushing to. Like for my grandpa, I looked up to him because he was calm. You know, he still had this authority around him, but it was just respect. And that's what I look up to. That's what I try to do because he had a very much of a good head on his shoulders, and that's what I try to look up to. My best friend, very good head on his shoulders, academically smart and mechanically smart. This dude would work on vehicles and know exactly what the hell was going on with the vehicle just by listening to it. He didn't even have to see the fucking issue. He would just sit there, look at the vehicle. He'd tell him, "Hey, turn it on," and he'd be like, "Oh, it's just this." And you're just like, "How in the how?" He's like, "I don't know," but like this dude was smart. So and that's what I've been trying to pick up, and I realized it has helped me a lot. And nice that we did talk about shit like that. I learned from him, so I keep some of that knowledge as I can, as much as I can. And don't be afraid that it's not gonna stick. It's okay. Your brain does that. You're not supposed to remember every little thing. That's scientific fact. Your brain lets go of things. It's like the Inside Out movie. Like you're not supposed to remember things. They throw it away into the pit that things vanish. You know, doesn't mean it's gone forever. No, but you're probably not gonna remember it for a long time, if ever. Um, other thing is, and the last thing is, if you're dealing with it, just be okay with, being like, okay, this is how life is gonna be now, like, be okay with it. Don't, you know, stress yourself over being, trying to get better, because I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be hypocritical for me to say, but try to get better, I'm not better. Like, I'm still struggling with the fact that my best friend's dead, but at the same time, I know he's over here fucking, looking down on me, being like, motherfucker, you better get your asses, quit your crying, keep going, and that's what I've been doing. And now I have a pretty nice job. I have finished my college. I have an associate's degree now. I'm living life. I am getting things done. And I, you know, shape myself into that. So if you guys actually have any questions on how to deal with it, more specific, I can let you guys, I can make another video, or I can, be like, yeah, this is, what I did, or when and let you know in the comments, or whatever, however you guys want me to do it, I'll do it. Just let me know, and I will try my best to help you. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys like it, please press the like button, and if you want to see more of it, subscribe and let me know in the comments. But other than that, uh, my name's Rooney Roon, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and hope to hear, you know, hear more of from you guys. And please don't be afraid to reach out, because reaching out may help you a lot more than you went than what you think it will. So see you later, and you're not in life alone. Bye.